In this video, we're going to take a look at piecewise functions and what you need to know about these for our test that's coming up. So, first thing you got to be able to do is if I give you a piecewise graph, you need to be able to write this equation. All right, this is going to take 3 equations to write this one piecewise function because there are 3 parts to the graph. So, let's do this here. First, you need a name. So I will just call this one f of x is equal to, it's going to take 3 equations, so make a nice big bracket for our 3 equations here. Alright, so first one, I take a look at my graph here. Remember, these are straight lines, so we're just looking for y equals mx plus b. All right, the slope and the y-intercept. So I first count the slope. So this was down 1 over 2. So to go down 1 over 2, that is negative 1/2 x. All right, now the y-intercept. Where does this one cross the y-axis? So if I continue it on, it would hit right here. So that's my y-intercept of 3. So plus 3. Next, we need the domain. When do we use this function? Well, it starts here, and I'm using it everywhere to the left. So it starts at -2, and everything to the left of -2. So I use the less than or equal to sign because I want the numbers smaller than -2. I don't want to put the equal sign here because I look at my graph here, it has an open dot, so there are no equal signs there, it's not filled in. Alright, now my next equation. This is a flat horizontal line, so the slope is 0 actually, so the mx part goes away, there's just b, the y-intercept. This function is always equal to -1. Now, when do we use that equation? What is the domain? Well, we use that from -2 all the way to 3. So from -2 all the way to 3. And then we just put in our x and our alligator signs. So that's going from -2 all the way to 3. This time we do have solid dots. So these ones do have equal signs underneath. All right, last one. So again, it's a straight line, so y equals mx plus b. We need our slope, so this is over 1 up 2, over 1 up 2. So to go over 1 up 2, that is 2 over 1 x. And then what is our y-intercept? If we continue this down, it'd go to there, it'd go to there, and it goes off the screen. But if I follow the pattern, over 1 down 2, that would put me at -4. So that is our third equation. We need our last domain. We are using this one everywhere from 3 and to the right. So to say 3 and to the right, those are all numbers that are bigger than 3. And again, we don't have the equal sign because this has an open dot on this graph. So those are the 3 piecewise equations there that make up this piecewise graph. So I want you to try that now. So on the next slide, pause the video here. Try to write the equation of this piecewise graph. You can call it whatever you want, but you're going to have 3 straight lines. When you've got that, hit play to go to the next part. Alright, now we're going to go backwards. We've got the equation, and we need to write or draw the graph. So again, we're just going to draw these straight lines. But then we're only going to draw them over a certain domain. So let's do this here. All right, the first one we have a slope of -2 and a y-intercept of -1. So I'm going to come over here to -1. That is my starting point. And then from there, I'm going to go down 2 over 1. There's an over 1 right here. So down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, and that'd be somewhere down here. I'm going to go backwards as well. So fill in these dots backwards. Backwards 1, up 2. And there would be one right about there. Now the key here is that we're only going to color these in for x values less than 2. So starting at 2, I'm only going to color to the left, not to the right. So here, starting at 2, I'm going to color in or draw the graph going to the left. So that is everything this way. And I'll put an arrow at the top to say that goes on forever. Then I got to say, is this dot right here going to be solid or open? I see this has an equal sign, so that's going to be a solid dot, so I'm going to make that even bigger. There we go. Now my next equation. So -x plus 4. So that is a slope of -1 over 1 and a y-intercept of 4. So I'm going to go up to 4. That's my first dot. And then from there I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. I'm going to fill in all these dots, but I'm not going to connect them yet because I have to look at my domain still. When am I actually using these dots? I'm only using these dots when x is bigger than 2. So that is to the right of 2. So I'm going to start at 2, and then I'm only going to color in to the right. Now if you want to make this look a little bit nicer, you can then erase the dots you didn't use. So I'll erase that one down there as well. And I should check my domain. There's no equal to sign on this second one. So technically this should be an open dot right there. So I'll draw a nice open dot. And there we have our piecewise graph. So first you draw the line, but then only connect the dots where you're supposed to, using the domain. All right, let me give you a few to try here. See if you can draw a graph of these two examples, and that's what I'd like you to be able to do with piecewise functions. That's it. Good luck.